Paul here with you with another great video today. This is exercise choice for bodybuilding. I think this is an area that a lot of people neglect, and it's the reason why they don't progress. They make poor choices in their exercises. They don't meet their bodybuilding goals. We're going to talk about how to choose the right exercises to get you to where you need to be. Before you do that, some quick housekeeping. I would really appreciate it if you take the time to subscribe to my channel. The algorithm likes it when you do. If you enjoy my video, hit that like button. If you have questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer all of them. And if you need to get in contact with me, my contact information is in the description. I'm on Instagram at Paul K. Barnett. You can DM me there, or you can shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com. All right, so let's dig into this. First and foremost with exercise choice for bodybuilding is effectiveness. This is where you need to start when you're choosing an exercise. Do I feel it in the muscle I'm trying to work? To me, that is the single most important question. I'll give you an example. I talked to a guy in the gym. He said, I bench a lot, but my chest won't grow. And I asked him, I was like, do you feel bench presses in your chest? He says, no, I feel them in my delts. Okay, then that's why your chest is not growing, because you're not stimulating your pecs. Maybe work on correcting your form or choose a different exercise. Maybe flat benches aren't good for you for pec development. Another thing is, does it stimulate the target muscle? Does it actually make the target muscle grow? Sometimes you can feel it there, but it's just not providing enough stimulus to make it grow. Does it serve your bodybuilding goals or your ego? I go back to the bench press thing. Everybody likes to bench press a lot, but does doing a heavy bench press actually translate into bigger pecs, better performance on the bodybuilding stage? When you get on the stage, nobody cares how much you bench press. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter how much you deadlift. Do other muscles fail before the targeted muscle does? I've had this issue with myself. Like I remember there was a bicep curl machine at my gym, and I would feel it in my forearms. My forearms would gas out before my biceps would. Same thing with pull downs. Wide grip pull downs. Everybody thinks wide grip pull downs are great for lats. You know what? Wide grip pull downs, you know where I feel them? In my biceps. I don't feel them in my lats at all. My fucking biceps give out. Maybe it's because I have long arms, but I decided long ago that wide grip pull downs don't do shit for me. And when I stopped doing them, my back grew. Guess what? I'm fit. Does the exercise or machine actually fit me? I'm a big dude. I got long ass arms, and a lot of machines don't fit my long arms. And I used to try to jam the square peg into the round hole, or around, however that goes, round peg into the square hole, whatever the fuck it is. But I would try to force myself into machines that didn't fit me, and I would end up hurting myself, and it just didn't work. So make sure that the exercise or machine actually fits you. Some dudes, like if you've got a really, really long torso, they end up being back squatters. And what I mean by back squatters are the guys that bend over when they're doing squats. They're not even really doing squats. They're doing a big good morning. I'm kind of like that too. I have a long torso. I don't really feel squats in my fucking legs. They just don't fit me. All right, safety and longevity. Is the risk of that exercise worth the long-term reward in bodybuilding? So, for example, heavy flat benches. Everybody gets hung up on heavy flat benches. I can't tell you how many dudes I've seen in bodybuilding tear their pecs over the years from doing heavy flat benches. I don't do them anymore. I used to be a pretty strong bench presser. I could bench up close to 500 pounds at one point. I had a tweak in my pec last year, and I'm like, fuck this shit. It was probably a small tear, to be honest with you. Not worth it. Not worth ripping my pecs off. I was talking to a guy at my gym recently online. I saw him post a video up where he blew both of his pecs out at the same time, trying to do an ego bench press. and he's toast as far as bodybuilding goes moving forward. The same thing with heavy deadlifts, heavy squats. Also, another example for safety and longevity is, does it just hurt my joints? Is it actually providing any stimulus to the muscle, or is it just tearing out my joints? I know everybody says that skull crushers are the single best exercise for tricep mass. Not for me, they aren't. All they do is make my fucking elbows hurt and get swollen. I don't feel them in my triceps at all. They just tear up my elbows. Probably has to do with the length of my arms again. So, I go back to that. Doesn't fit me, and it makes my joints hurt. And if I end up having tendonitis in my elbows or tear a tricep tendon, not worth it. The stimulus to fatigue ratio. Does the stimulus that exercise provide, is it worth the fatigue that it causes? So I'll give you a prime example. Deadlifts. I think deadlifts have taken the place of bench press as the ego lift. For whatever reason, it's something that guys that aren't big can come in and lift heavy weight on, so they gravitate towards deadlifts. Everybody wants to fucking deadlift now. I don't think they serve much purpose in bodybuilding. I know that's going to be a controversial take. Maybe in the beginning when you're trying to establish a strength foundation, there's some value there. But answer this question for me. Anybody who's done a heavy deadlift, balls out to failure, let's say you work up to your max set for deadlifts and you do 8 reps to all out failure, you're fucking blown out after that. Like any exercise you do after that is not going to be as effective as it once would have been. If you're doing barbell rows after that, if you're doing pull downs after that, let's say it's a pull day, if you're doing bicep curls, you are not going to be able to use the same amount of weight and same amount of intensity and same amount of effort that you would have if you had not done that deadlift to start off your workout with. And so my question is how effective is the rest of your workout if you can't provide maximum stimulus? If you're so burnt from doing those deadlifts first, same thing with heavy squats, that you can't complete the rest of your workout, how effective is the rest of your workout? It's probably not providing much growth stimulus. That would be my speculation. Also, there is the systematic fatigue, over the next, couple days too. You got to think about too. So if I blow out my back today doing deadlifts and I come in and I have to squat tomorrow, how effective are my squats going to be if my back is all torn up from doing heavy deadlifts the day before? Probably not very. And I'm not providing much stimulus to promote hypertrophy. And in bodybuilding, that is our goal. Hypertrophy, not strength. Hypertrophy. Now, I do think increasing strength is a component of hypertrophy, but it's relative. All right, so another thing too is the strength to resistance profile. Can I get peak resistance through a full range of motion, both lengthened and shortened portions of the motion? I know that's impossible on some exercises, but I give you an example of the dumbbell lateral raise. You're not getting peak load at the bottom portion of lateral raise. Really, you're probably only getting it on the top 20%. But if you're doing a machine lateral raise or a cable lateral raise, you're keeping constant tension on the muscle through a full range of motion. Maybe a cable lateral raise is more effective than a dumbbell lateral raise. I'm just saying, to each his own, but that's just something to consider. Can I provide maximum load for the targeted muscle? Some exercises, it's just, they're so awkward and weird that you can't provide the load that you need to stimulate growth. So you have to ask yourself that question. Can I provide maximum load? Another thing too, can I progress over time with this exercise? Is there the ability to progressively get better at this exercise? I'll give you an example. Push-ups and sit-ups or crunches. I see people doing crunches all day long. They don't have very good abs. Yet the guys that do weighted ab exercises, such as machine crunches, end up having thick, chunky abs that look great. Same thing with push-ups. I've never seen anybody who does 1,000 push-ups have a great chest. They just don't. I think it's because there's no way to progress the load on it. There's only so much stimulus you can provide if you can't progress the load on that exercise. So that's another thing to consider. Ultimately, this comes down to, does this exercise work for me? Is it the best choice? That is something you have to constantly ask yourself. Would another exercise provide better stimulus and better results for me? And you want to choose the most effective exercises to put into your workout that fit within these parameters, and select and build your workouts around those, and you will get more growth if you do so. Anyway, guys, hopefully you find this helpful. That's all I got for you today. Take care.